The brilliant mind of Hypatia, the last great scholar of Alexandria. More than 16 centuries ago, in one of the most brilliant cities of the ancient world, a remarkable woman stood at the center of science, philosophy, and knowledge. Her name was Hypatia. She was a mathematician, philosopher, astronomer, and teacher whose influence would echo through history. At a time when education was almost entirely dominated by men, Hypatia became one of the most respected scholars in the ancient world. Her life was extraordinary, but her story is also a powerful reminder of how fragile knowledge can be during times of political and social turmoil. The City of Knowledge. Hypatia lived in the legendary city of Alexandria, located on the Mediterranean coast of Egypt. Founded centuries earlier by Alexander the Great, Alexandria quickly became one of the greatest intellectual centers in human history. Scholars, philosophers, and scientists from across the ancient world gathered there to exchange ideas. The city was once home to the famous Library of Alexandria, an enormous collection of manuscripts that symbolized humanity's endless search for knowledge. Within this vibrant intellectual environment, Hypatia was born around 360 AD. A father who believed in knowledge. Hypatia's father, Theon of Alexandria, was himself a respected mathematician and astronomer. Unlike many parents of the time, Theon believed that his daughter deserved the same education as any man. So he trained her personally. Under his guidance, Hypatia studied mathematics, astronomy, philosophy, and geometry. She learned how to analyze complex problems and explore the mysteries of the universe. It soon became clear that Hypatia possessed a brilliant mind. Many historians believe she eventually surpassed even her father in intellectual ability. The teacher of Alexandria. As she matured, Hypatia became the head of the Neoplatonic school of philosophy in Alexandria. Her teachings were deeply influenced by the ideas of Plato and Aristotle. Students traveled from across the Mediterranean world to attend her lectures. What made Hypatia truly remarkable was that she taught publicly, something extremely rare for a woman in the ancient world. Dressed in scholarly robes, she would walk through the streets of Alexandria, discussing philosophy, mathematics, and science with students and civic leaders alike. Her lectures explored topics such as planetary motion, mathematical theory, and philosophical reasoning. To Hypatia, mathematics was more than numbers. It was the language through which the universe revealed its secrets. Contributions to mathematics and astronomy. Although many of Hypatia's original writings have been lost over time, historians know she played a critical role in preserving and improving earlier scientific works. She worked on mathematical texts related to the Greek mathematician Dionysius, helping maintain important developments in algebra. She also contributed to astronomical studies and scientific instruments. Historical sources suggest she worked with devices like the astrolabe, an instrument used to measure the positions of stars and planets. The astrolabe allowed astronomers to map the heavens and helped sailors navigate vast oceans. Through her teaching and scholarship, Hypatia helped preserve centuries of Greek scientific knowledge during a time when much of it risked disappearing. A voice of reason. Hypatia's influence extended beyond science and mathematics. She was admired for her wisdom, calm personality, and dedication to rational thinking. Leaders from different political and religious backgrounds often sought her advice. In a city filled with growing tensions and competing ideologies, Hypatia encouraged reason, dialogue, and intellectual curiosity. A famous quote, often associated with her philosophy, reflects her deep belief in independent thought. "Reserve your right to think, for even to think wrongly is better than not to think at all." For Hypatia, knowledge was not just about discovering truth, it was about protecting the freedom to explore ideas. A dangerous time. But the world around Hypatia was changing. By the early 4th century, Alexandria was experiencing intense political and religious conflict. Rival factions within the city competed for influence and power. In this unstable environment, even scholars could become targets. Despite her dedication to knowledge and education, Hypatia found herself caught in the middle of these tensions. A tragic end. In the year 415 AD, tragedy struck. During a period of violent unrest in Alexandria, Hypatia was attacked and killed by a mob. Her death shocked the ancient world. To many historians, it symbolized more than the loss of a brilliant scholar. It marked the decline of Alexandria as one of the great centers of classical learning. The city that had once preserved knowledge for centuries was entering a darker chapter of its history. The legacy of Hypatia. Yet, Hypatia's legacy did not disappear. More than 1,600 years later, she remains one of the most inspiring figures in the history of science. She is remembered as the first widely recognized female mathematician, a guardian of knowledge during uncertain times, a pioneer for women in science and education, and a symbol of intellectual courage. Her life reminds us that the pursuit of knowledge has always required bravery. Even in times of conflict, curiosity must survive, and the human desire to understand the universe must never fade. Final reflection. Today, as we explore distant galaxies and unlock the secrets of the cosmos, we continue a journey that scholars like Hypatia helped preserve. Her voice echoes across centuries, a reminder that knowledge is humanity's greatest treasure, and that the courage to think freely can change the course of history.